Okay. Now, what can you offer a college that another point guard might not be able to offer them? Because you got to think about it, you're not going to be the only one trying to get that position. What can you offer them that makes you stand out from everyone else?
The thing with of other athletes and that really separate me from all of them is I'm coachable. Other athletes is not coachable. They're not. Some athletes is not coachable. Some are, but they don't have the skills. And some have the skills, but they're not coachable. I'm both. I'm in between. So I can give you both. You tell me to play a certain way, I can play that way in my game. Some people only can play the game that they coaches set up for them in high school. I can play every coach way. I never got complaints about how I play.
Well, what do you look for in a coach? Because, in order to achieve greatness as a team, you have to get along with your teammates as well as the coach. So what would you say would be your ideal example of a coach or your ideal coach in general?
I'm just looking for a coach that can guide us in the direction of making us better and making us win. Because, of course, you're going to lose. But it's a whole factor of, are you putting us in the right direction to make us win, to make us better, to go on to the next scenery.
Okay. Now, do you see yourself a leader for the team? Because, there are going to be some people on the team that consider themselves a leader. Even though you'll be an incoming freshman, you might have people above you, such as juniors and seniors, to say, hey, you're not the leader, we are. So how do you feel about that going into a team as the new guy?
To be honest, that comes from proving your point on the court. I can prove my point on the court, but when I prove my point on the court, I can also guide people to the right areas. Once I prove myself on the court and I show them that it's not just who's big or who's nice, it's about who can guard each other and guide each other in different situations, and who knows how to play the game and how to run the game and knows the game. So when I'm on that court and I guide you to do something and I dish you with that perfect pass, they're going to understand that I know what I'm doing. So they're going to give me a leeway because they know that if I say something to them, they know that it's to either score, to put them in a better position, or win the game.
All right. I'm going to give you a scenario. All right. Fourth quarter, 10 seconds left in the game. Your team has the ball and you're down by 3. Coaches gave you the play to run, but you know how the team operates and you know that play won't necessarily work on the opposing team. And you have the ball and you're at the half court line now. What decision will you make?
I would have to go with my gut. I have to go with what the defense is setting up and how everything is going and the motion of the game. Because sometimes the play is not the play that actually is out there. They'll probably switch it up 2 seconds before the coach actually calls the play. So I have to switch it up again. So just based on how everything is set up and what I see out on the court, then that's how I'll be able to switch it and do different plays and win the game.
All right. Now, let's say, for instance, you run your own. Like, the coaches gave you a play, but you ran your own. You stuck with your gut. And you win the game. How would you take that? Would you start, making your own decisions, or would you just still trust your coach?
I still trust my coach. My coach is not physically out there to see in my eyes what's going on. He could just see from the sideline. And depending on how I approached that decision and how I did this decision, he might agree or he might disagree and improve. But other than that, I still trust my coach, because not every time I'm right, not every time he's right. It's just about the time and the perfect time for it.
All right, now what if you happen to lose the game by that decision you made? Because there's a 50-50 chance you might win it, you might lose. So worst case scenario, you lose the game and everyone's down on you. What will be your reaction? Because most players wouldn't take it kindly, but most people would take it as a learning lesson. What would you do as your own individual self?
I would definitely take it as a learning lesson. And I know after that game, I will be in the gym. If I'm taking a shot, or the next guy's taking a shot, me and him will be in that gym practicing that same play. So just in case it happens again, I just hate losing it. We gotta get it to perfection. I like to be perfectionist.
All right. Now, How would you feel? You know how the NBA, they have the finals and the Final Four and all this and that and the championship. How would you feel if you made it that far with your team, only to end up losing to the opposing, team in the end? Because I know it took a lot to get there, but when you happen to lose after you came that far, how would you take that? And how would you take that and run with it if your team lost?
It will hit me hard, but then I'll have to think. I played numerous teams, probably 17 games, and not including, other tournaments and everything. I'll have to think on the good side, and then I'll have to think on the bad side and what we have to improve on. So I just take it as a life lesson.